Welcome to the Crochet Creatives. Those are my friends at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do the Newsboy Pumpkin Crochet Hat. This is for adults, and this hat is almost like a beret where it's going to come out and then it's going to come back in more narrow. So when you're working on this, it's going to feel like you're making it too big, but you'll be coming back in. Now I don't have orange in stock, so I'm going to be using Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. The color I'm using is called Anthracite, and I can see myself wearing this hat beyond the pumpkin years. And I live in pumpkin country here in Nova Scotia, where there's pumpkins of all types, including gray pumpkins. So the gray actually makes sense for at least where the area that I'm living in, and that's the story. I'm going to stick with it because it's true. So we have two size crochet hooks, a US G6 or 4mm, and then a US 7 at 4.5mm. And so we have to pay attention to when we're doing that. So I was just doing a practice sample, so you're going to see some checks going off, and we're going to be starting with our larger hook first and beginning to do this. So you're going to notice the top is a little bit pointy, and when you're working on this, it's going to feel like it's wrong, but just keep at it, and we're just going to go step by step. So without further ado, let's turn on some music and let's begin. Well, okay, let's not do the music, but let's begin. Let's begin. We're going to create a slip knot, and we're going to use the larger hook of 4.5mm size G, and I need you to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the yarn I'm choosing is going to change color throughout this tutorial, so if you come back later and it's a different color, it's just the yarn changing. And so just insert your hook into the beginning chain, yarn over, pull through, and you have the center ring at the top of the hat. Let's begin round number 1. I'm going to deviate on round number 1 just slightly. What I prefer to use is just do chain 1 instead of a chain 3, because chain 3 counts as a double crochet, but I always find it looks a little off. So just chain 1 instead, and just slam in 12 double crochets into the center ring. Go right up over top of your straggler, so that chain 1 is not going to count as a stitch. Okay, so put 12, so let's count these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keep making more room if you need it. 11, and 12. Make sure there is 12 because everything is dependent on that number. So just count it back on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 is right here. And that's where you're going to slip stitch to, which is the first official double crochet that you started with. So you'll have a nice tight, you won't have any spaces. You will have an open space at the top, but the stem is going to cover that. And if you went over top of the straggler like I did, you can safely just turn it over, snip that, gone. And we're moving on to round number 2. For the rest of the tutorial, I'm going to be giving you the information that kicks off a repeat. So you're going to chain 2. Whenever you start in chain 2 of a round, it's not a stitch at all. It's a builder. It's like that chain 1 I just started with. And that's part of the pattern. And right where you did the slip stitch is the first one that you want to work with. So the repeat to go around, you're going to start and you're going to put 1 front post double crochet around the front post. So you go into the post and then out the other side on the front, and you're going to double crochet. And then the next post that's right here is going to be 2 double crochet in the back post. So you just go keep it on the back. So if you're familiar with the front and the back post, it's just that easy. Just like that. Okay. So you're going to continue around now, and you're just going to start with the next one. So the next one is going to be 1 double crochet front post, and then the next one is 2 double crochet back posts. So please do this all the way around. You'll end up with 18 stitches all the way around. If you want to count, the stitch counts are on the pattern, and I may not mention those for the rest of the tutorial, but it's there if you need it. So continue to do that all the way around. So front post for 1, back post for 2. When you get all the way around, the last stitch is 2 double crochet in the back post, and that's just a matter of keeping a count, and you'll physically be able to see the front post. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that helps you to see that. So I need you to slip stitch to the top of the first front post double crochet. And when you do your slip stitching for this hat, make sure you keep it relatively tight. Okay, the chain 2 is going to help bury that space as well, but that's just helpful to know. Let's begin round number 3. You're going to notice is that we're going to continually get bigger for a long time, so the increments to get bigger always kind of change. So we're going to start, and you're going to chain 2. That doesn't count as anything, and your front post is right here. Okay, that's where you joined it to. And for this round, you're going to have 2 front post double crochets around that one. So put 2 into the same post. And then the 2 that are on the back post that you see there, just make them 1 each of a back post double crochet. Okay. So now go and do that again. So 2 around the next front post and then 1 into each of the back posts. And this is number 3. And make sure you join it to the first stitch that you started with, and we'll begin number 4 in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around. The 2 back posts in a row are the last, and you're going to join it to the first one. Now the first one, when you start putting 2 into the first one, look like they're buried, but it's right here. And so you're just going to slip stitch it to that one, and that will complete that round. Let's begin number 4. Okay, let's begin number 4. We're going to chain 2, doesn't count as anything. And the 2 of the front posts here, they're going to be each 1 double crochet by itself in the front post. So 1 and 2 are by itself. And now the first one that is the back post double crochet, you're going to put 2 around that one, and that will be growing at that point. So 2 around this one, and then 1 around the next back post that's there. Okay, so the repeat then for number 4 is 1 into each of the fronts, 2 into the first back, and then 1 into the last back, and continue that around. This is number 4. Okay, round number 5, here we go. We're going to chain 2, and the first one is going to be 2 front post double crochets around the first one. So there's the growth that's going to be happening on this round is right here. Okay, the next front post will just be 1 on its own. And the 3 that are in the back post, they're just 1 each of the double crochet back post. And that's going to be your repeating going around. Okay, so you're going to have 2 into the first one, 1 into the next, and then 1 into each of the 3 here. And just make sure you maintain the front and the back posts. I'll be right back. Okay, round number 6, chain 2. The growth on round number 6 is going to happen in the back post side. So the first 3 here will be a front post double crochet each. And then the next one is your back post, and you're going to put 2 into the first one, and there's the growth. So 1 and 2 share the same. And then the remaining back posts, okay, there's only 2 left, will be a back post double crochet. So the repeat on this is that the first 3 are front post double crochet, the next back post is 2 into that one, and then 1 into each of the other 2. Please do this around for number 6. So it's going to start looking like a pyramid. That is the way it's going to look. Once your head starts going into this, it'll pull apart and open more, and we're going to obviously shape it as well as we go. So let's keep on going. Number 7, chain 2. And we're going to put 2 double crochet around the first front post. So there's the growth will be right here. And then the other 2 front posts will just be 1 each. And then all the back posts, there's a total of 4 this time, will be 1 each of the back posts. Okay, and this will be round number 7. Okay, so the repeat is 2 into the first front post, 1 into each of the other 2, and then 1 each into each of the 4 back posts. So maintain that around number 7. Let's move on to number 8. In number 8, we're going to chain 2, and there will be each 1 front post double crochet into the first 4. The color is just changed naturally on its own in the ball. Happens to be changing on the end of a round, which is even better. Okay, and then the first back post will have 2 into it. You should know that the 5 back posts that we're now putting in, so you got 2 into the first and then 1 into each of the 3, that gives you the number 5. For the remaining of the hat, based on my experience so far, is that there will only ever be 5 back posts in between this, and all the growth will now start to be happening only on the front post side. So, and that'll be happening soon. So the first 4 here are front post double crochet. And then the first back post is going to have 2 in it. And then the remaining back posts will just be 1 each. I'm just going to redo that stitch. Okay, and then 1 into each of the other 3. Okay, so please repeat that around and I'll be right back. Let's go on to number 9, chain 2, and the first one is going to be 2 front post double crochet around the first one. So we're no longer increasing on the back post side. So the rest of the 3 are just going to be 1 each of the front post, and then all 5 of the back posts are just back posts, and then you'll do a 2 into the next, and then the front post here, and then the back post. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 9. So going forward, I'm just going to give you the set of instructions, and then you do it. All the growth is happening on the first one unless I tell you otherwise. So chain 2, 2 double crochet front posts around the first one, and then the remaining front posts, keep them as a front post, and the remaining back posts, keep them as a back post. And so the first one out here again, 2, and then just repeat exactly what you see below. Please do this all the way around for round number 10. Round number 11, chain 2, here's your instruction. The first one will have 2 double crochet around the front post again. Everything else will be exactly the same as what you see. So put front post in the front post, back post in the back post, and make sure that when you get to a new section right here, it's 2 into the first, and then etc. Do this around for number 11. Sorry, Daniel's on the tractor. Round number 12, you're going to chain 2, put 2 into the very first one, 2 front posts, the rest of the front posts, and the rest are back posts, and 2 into the first one again, and just keep maintaining that around round number 12. Let's start lucky round number 13. There is no growth on this one, so when you chain 2, it's just 1 front post double crochet in each, and then in the back post it's just 1 double crochet back post in each of those. So no growth, just exactly what you see. And I will be back at the end of number 13. Okay, round number 14, we're back to doing growth again. So we're going to chain 2. The first one out will be 2 double crochet front posts, and the rest just remain the same. So if it's a front post, keep it a front post, back post, keep it a back post, and when you get to the next repeat, the first one is going to be 2 front post double crochets, and etc. So please do this all the way around for number 14. Okay, round number 15, chain 2, there is no growth, so just 1 front post double crochet into each, and if it's a back post, 1 into each of those. So no growth, and just continue around for round number 15. Okay, round number 16, chain 2, and it is a growth round, so the first one out will have 2 front post double crochet. The rest of them will have front post double crochet, and then the back post, keep those as a back post. So please do that repeating all the way around for round number 16. Okay, round number 17, there's no growth, so just chain 2 and just put 1 front post double crochet around each, and the back post just 1 in each, and do that all the way around for round number 17. Okay, round number 18, here we grow again, so just chain up 2, put 2 front posts into the first one, and then 1 into each of the others, and then 1 into each of the backs. So then in the next section, it's going to be 2 into the first and 1 into each, etc. Please do this around for number 18. Round number 19, there is no growth, so just chain up 1 and apply 1 front post double crochet into each, or 1 double crochet back post into each. So no growth, and continue around for round number 19. Okay, round number 20, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do another increase. So the first one has 2 in the front post, and the rest of it is just 1 into each. And so when you get to the repeat section, 2 into the first, and so on. Please do this around for number 20. Okay, let's move on to round 21. So you're going to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and then it's just no growth, so it's just 1 double crochet in the front post around each and 1 double crochet back post around each as well. So no growth, continue around just like you know from before, round 21. Round number 22, chain 2. This is the last time you're going to be growing it out. So the first one will have 2 double crochets right in the front post, and the rest are just front post in each and back post. And so in the next sections, 2 in the beginning and so on. Please do this. This is the last time you're going to be making it bigger, and this is round number 22. Round number 23, just chain up 2, and it's a non-growth round, so it's 1 front post double crochet in each, and on the back post it's 1 in each as well. So this is the very last time before we're going to aggressively start reducing this to create the beret kind of newsboy hat from this point. So just 1 in each all the way around for round number 23. Okay, here we are at round number 24. Now we're going to aggressively get smaller. We're not only going to get smaller on this side of the front post double crochets, but also this side. So it's an easy way to be able to tell how to do it. So as we begin, you're going to chain 2. Remember, that doesn't count as anything. And the first 2 will become a front post double crochet together. And so you're going to wrap the hook, go around the first one, pull through 2 and hold. Don't finish it, and do the next one just the same way. So in, pull through 2 and hold, and pull through. So you've just now made it 2 stitches into 1. So what I want you to do is just continue along on the front post until you see the last 2 before it collapses into the back post double crochet. So it's really quite easy to be able to tell. So you're going to do this for all of them, all of the repeats going around. So we're taking out 2 stitches per section by doing this. So we're going to get really small quite quick. So here's the last 2. So put those 2 together as a 2 together front post, and then go to your back post and do the 5, and then put the first 2 together, and then put the last 2 together in the next section, and then do your back post. Do this around for round number 24. Round number 25, we're going to do a decrease again on the front and the back end of this section right here. So you're going to chain 2, and so when you go around, this is considered 1 stitch. It's 2 together, and so you're just going to go around that one, make this that one, and then the next. So you're doing a 2 together front post double crochet once again, and then you're going to front post the rest of these, and then the last 2 right here will be a 2 together front post. So we're reducing again on these front posts sections only, and then the back posts remain untouched. So just keep looking until you run out of these front posts, and the last 2 that you see will become 2 together. Okay, so it's this one and this one. Bring those together, and then jump to your back posts and do the 5 of those, and then again the first 2 and the last 2 of the next section. Please do this around for number 25. Okay, round number 26, we're going to still continue to decrease. So chain 2, put the first 2 together in this section, and then do the front post for the remaining, and then the last 2 in this section, this one and this one, put those 2 together, and then keep the 5 back posts there. Please do this around for round number 26. Okay, round number 27, we're going to chain 2. We'll put the first 2 together again, front post double crochet 2 together, and then the remaining will be front post double crochet, and then the last 2 will become a front post 2 together as well, and keep the 5 there in the back post. Please do this all the way around for number 27, and then the next round we're going to be starting the brim. Okay, we're ready for the brim. Are you sick and tired of doing those front posts, back posts? I'm kind of getting close. Leave me a comment on how you're feeling about that, and we're moving on to the brim. So we're going to be axing out that, I think, for the remaining of this, and we're moving on to round number 28, which is part of the brim. And we are going to chain 2, and it won't count as anything, but we're going to be half double crocheting in the back loop only. So HDC BL BL is half double crochet back loop. So right in the first one, this is a 2 together, you're just going to half double crochet in the back loop. So if you're not familiar, the 2 strands are the stitch, but the furthest strand, just the one of them, is the back loop. The one in front is the front loop. So just half double crochet only in the back loop, just going all the way around. And when I come back, we'll have that done. So this is going to allow it to bend by doing it there, and you'll see a definite line with the stitch work like that. Please do this all the way around for round number 28. So I'm coming up in the round, and you can see that this is the last half double crochet in the back loop only, and when you slip stitch it to the top of the first half double crochet that you started with, so ignore the chain 2. Let's move on to round number 29. Round number 29, we're going to get bigger again, and so we've got to grow at the brim to have a little bit of flow to it. And so you're going to chain 2, doesn't count as anything, and you are going to half double crochet into the next 5. So starting the first one, so we're going to count to 5. So half double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then after that, you were going to put 2 into the next one. So 2 half double crochets that share, and you're using the regular stitches. So you're going to go 5 and then 2, 5 and 2, and repeat that around for round number 29. Okay, round number 30, I think there's an actual typo there. So we are going to just continue along and pretend it's not there. So we're going to chain 2, and it says to 1 half double crochet in the next 3 single crochet. It should be half double crochet. So we're going to just put 1 half double crochet in the next 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the next, so 1 and 2, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So then we start with the repeat again. So the repeat is in the brackets, so it's 1 half double crochet in the next 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And then the next one, there's 2 half double crochets in there, 1 and 2, and then the next 3 are half double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. So start the repeat again. So 3 in a row, 2 into the next, 3 in a row. Continue to do that, and then on the very last one, there's going to be a stitch left over, and it's a half double crochet in the last one. So I'm coming all the way back around. I did not have a stitch left over, so maybe it's just fluke of luck, but it did say that there's supposed to be 1. So I'm going to just attach it. I'm not going to worry about it. And moving on to round number 31. Round number 31, we're going to chain 2, doesn't count as anything. Put 2 half double crochets into the first one. So 1, it helps if you grab all the plies, and 2. And then what I'm going to do is put 7 in a row. So it'll be 7 half double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then this could be 2 into the next one. So that's going to be your repeat. So 2 into the next one, and then 7, and do that all the way around for number 31. Coming all the way around on the end of number 31, and my stitch counts were right on, so I don't know what was going on. So who knows. So last round, here we go, and it's just chain 1 and just apply 1 half double crochet in every stitch going all around, and at the end of this we're done. And if you want to add your stem and the leaf, that will be coming next in the tutorial. Half double crochet around and join, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I've come up all the way around, and I'm just going to attach it, and this is it. I want to keep a very long strand here. I'm going to use this strand here to fold the brim up. So I'm just going to pull it. Using the long strand that you have, I want you to flip the brim, and I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to match the very beginning. Okay, and so I'm just going to go through, and then I'm going to come back out. So I'm just going to secure this so that the brim is going to be nice all the way around. Be a little conscious that the beginning, when you started doing the brim, there's not as many stitches as there is on the final rounds. So if you match stitch to stitch, you'll have it buckle. So just be very careful when you're going to secure this around. I'll be right back. Okay, once you're confirmed around, just go through to the inside of the hat, and make sure you try it on before you decide to fasten off, because you can't unfasten this later. So just secure it to the inside. Here, nobody will see this, so you can probably tie it into a little knot. and then you can just weave in the ends on the inside. So don't go through to the good side of the project. So you're just dragging the tail so it'll be hidden. Okay, so now let's move on in the pattern. Now you're going to notice that your hat may be a little bit stiff. Mine's definitely stiff, so it's going to definitely need some blocking, maybe wet, and maybe stretch it out a little bit and kind of get it to relax a little bit, and therefore it can squish on down. So let's move on and do the stem next. Okay, let's begin to do the stem. You can choose whatever color, but brown seems to make sense. And we are going to use a 4mm size G crochet hook. So you need to chain 2, and then we're going to do 9 single crochets second chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so you can slip stitch if you want to the very first, or you can do a continuous revolution so you don't ever have a stitch marker or a stitch place. So what you can just do is that on the very first round, if you want to do this as a continuous round, let's leave a stitch marker in position here. And so we don't have a slip stitch. And let's begin to do the next round, number 2. Starting in the very first one, you're going to use the back loop only. You're going to single crochet all the way back around to that stitch marker again. So this allows the top of the stem to bend. And you're just going all the way around. So the stitch marker indicates the very last one, so there you go. So now we are going to do up to 3 to 8 now, and you're going to use both loops starting in the next one, and I want you to just continue to rotate around. So just go around 1 single crochet in the regular stitch work and make sure it pops out. Okay, so just kind of pop it out towards you, and it will allow it to turn to make the stem, and then once you're ready, you're going to stealth this. So go around and around. So this is round number 3. When you pass this stitch marker again, that's a round complete, and you can go as big or as small as you want to go with your pumpkin hat. So please do this up to round number 8, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I have my 8 rounds done, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the next one, so don't do a full stitch. And therefore I'm going to leave an extra long tail so that I can sew this to the top of the hat. And I want to grab some polyfill, and the polyfill's intention is just to be able to keep it from compressing onto itself. So just use your finger and shove that polyfill on the inside. Don't shove it to the point where the stitch work is exposing the polyfill. So it's just enough just to get it to stay stiff, just like that. Okay, so let's sew this to the top of the pumpkin. So back here on the top, we just want to align that stem to the middle. So even though our pumpkins are gray here in Nova Scotia, they still have green leaves, right? And usually though, in the fall, the leaves are kind of decayed, yellow and orangish and stuff, because the temperature is right. So you're just going to sew around the top and just going to capture the edge of that stem in, and you're going to go all the way around doing the same thing. So please do that. So now that I've attached it, I'm going to just drag it through. I have not fastened off yet the yarn, and I'm just going to go to the inside of the hat and let this pop out, because you will never see it, right? So go to the inside and just secure this to the inside. So just grab another piece of material there from the original hat and just tie it into a knot, and therefore it won't pop off. So we're going to move on to the leaves. There's a total set of 2 of those, and we'll be doing that next. So we're going to make 2 leaves. I always find making leaves, I always feel, I don't know why I get stressed out about it, because they're so easy to do, but I think it's just the process. So, and it's not a hard process. I think it might be laziness that kicks in. We're going to keep using our small crochet hook, a size G of 4mm, and I need you to chain a total of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's do the first and only row. Okay, first row, you're going to go second chain from the hook, and you're going to single crochet in. So we're going to go all the way across the chain and then back down the other side of the opposite side. So a single, and the next one is a half. The next one is a double. And the next 3 are trebles. So wrap the hook twice and do the next 3 with trebles. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to get smaller again. So the first one is going to be a double crochet. The next one is going to be a half. And then the last one here, we need to put in a single crochet in first, chain 1 and single crochet in again, chain 1 and single crochet in again. And naturally I turn the project upside down. I want you to go over top of this strand and start right here. And so now the next one is a half double crochet. So now you're going on the underside of the chain. So half, and then a double. And what do you think the next 3 stitches are? Yeah, it's a treble. So 3 trebles in a row. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And then the next one has to be a double. And the next one is a half. And the very last one is a single. That's it. I don't know why I dread this stuff because it's just so fast. So I'm going to leave an extra long tail, and then I'm going to sew this to the bottom of the stem at the top of the pumpkin. So just bring it through to lock it. Now if you went over top of the other piece like I showed you, then you can just cut that, and that should never fall out. Just give it a good tug. And do that with all your pieces. And just use the long tail that you finished to sew it to the top of the pumpkin. So pick anywhere that you want to secure it on. You don't need a lot of security on this. You kind of want it just to kind of just rest. So I'm just going to go right here and kind of attach it. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into the leaf. I'll come back out, and one more time into the leaf. And just like I did before, I want to go down, so I'm going to put my hand up behind. Just be very careful when you do that, and pull that through and secure that leaf to the inside of the hat, just like you did with the stem. And I want you to do both leaves that way, and therefore your hat will be done. So my leaves are attached. Now my hat is a bit stiff, so what I would want to do is just kind of just dampen it with some water and then get it to shape. Try it on and get it to go to the shape that you want and let it air dry. And this hat would be actually kind of fun and something fun to wear for Halloween night and etc. So enjoy your fall, and we hope you have a good one. See ya.